I remember the day they tore me apart the clearest. My family sat around the dinner table, eyes sharp with contempt, voices dripping with disdain. I had just announced I was quitting my staple job to pursue game development, a passion that nobody in my family understood, let alone respected. My father scoffed. "You're wasting your life chasing childish dreams. Do you even have a plan? Or are you just lazy?" My mother shook her head, her voice trembling with disappointment. "You're embarrassing us. How can you be so selfish?" They laughed, some sneered, and in that moment I felt my whole world crumble. They saw my ambition as foolishness. They saw me as a joke. I was the family's disappointment, the black sheep, the one who refused to follow the safe, predictable path. I was humiliated, crushed under the weight of their words. But beneath the pain, something ignited, a fierce, stubborn fire. I refused to be defined by their scorn. I packed my bags that night and left that house with nothing but a battered laptop and a burning resolve. I decided I would prove them wrong. No, I would destroy the doubts they cast over me. I spent years cloaked in solitude, coding through sleepless nights, pouring my soul into every pixel, every line of code. I faced rejection after rejection, failure after failure, but I kept going. Every no became fuel. Every setback sharpened my resolve. Months turned into years. My first game flopped, but I analyzed every mistake. I worked harder, learned faster. Eventually, I created a game that gained traction. Then another. My name slowly started to appear on indie gaming charts. I wasn't rich, but I was winning. I was finally building something real, something I could hold in my hands and be proud of. And with each achievement, I felt their words echoing in the back of my mind. But now, I use them as motivation. One day, I signed a deal with a major publisher. My game was a hit, my name recognized. I had made it, not just in the eyes of the industry, but for myself. All those lonely nights, all that pain, had paid off. I was standing on a mountain I'd fought tooth and nail to reach. Now, after all that success, I decided it was time to go home. Not to gloat, not to rub it in, but to show them what their doubts had almost destroyed. To show them I had become more than their judgments. I returned to that house where I was mocked, with a different kind of confidence. The quiet, unstoppable confidence of someone who had risen from the ashes. As I stepped through the door, I saw their eyes widen in disbelief. My father's jaw dropped, his face pale. My mother's hands trembled as she looked at me, her expression a mixture of shock and something else. Pride? Fear? I didn't care. I had come to show them what a dream chased with relentless fire can become. The house was the same, but I wasn't. I carried myself differently now, every step filled with purpose. I laid my latest game on the table, the one that had topped charts, the one that made headlines. I watched their faces as they took in the symbols of my success. For a moment, silence reigned. Then my father, his voice trembling, broke it. "Is this really you?" I nodded. "It's me." I looked each of them in the eyes. "I told you I'd make it. I told you I'd prove everyone wrong. I did it not just for myself, but to show you what's possible when you love." Their faces softened, some tears streaming down the cheeks. My mother reached out, trembling, and finally whispered, "We were wrong. We should have believed in you." That night, I sat with them, not to gloat, but to finally bridge the gap that years of misunderstanding had created. I had become what they said I never could, a success. But more than that, I had become the person I was always meant to be, resilient, unwavering, unstoppable. And as I looked into their eyes, I realized that sometimes the greatest revenge isn't anger or revenge at all. It's living your truth and letting the world and the people who doubted you see what you're truly capable of.